So I'm in a tough spot right now. If I'm going to be approaching the aloof young woman that is Divergent, I'm likely going to make some embarrassing comparison to her much more attractive sister, The Hunger Games. After all, every reviewer has beaten that particular dead horse ever since the novels came out. Well, you know what? I'm not going to follow what the rest of them are doing. I'm not going to mention how both of them are contributing to what I call the Teen Jesus genre. I am not going to make comparisons between the two heroines, or the societies that have oppressed them for so long, and I'm definitely not going to talk about how the movie plays out like the love child of Harry Potter and the Hunger Games raised by good old Uncle Inception. No, sir! Anyway, Detergent is a movie about a teen who is such a special snowflake she threatens to destroy society as they know it, which doesn't sound like such a bad proposition given that the movie is set in Chicago. What's left of humanity is divided into factions, that dictate what people do for the rest of their lives without possibility of changing careers, kind of like life as an art major. Our protagonist joins the police faction, which seems to spend more time riding trains, trying to murder its recruits, and jumping off of things than it does actual policing. Having never read the book, the trailer made me believe that the police force was actually the cliched underground rebel faction, which left me pleasantly surprised when it wasn't. On the other hand, the rebels do show up later, but they're a little late for the party, and nobody really seems clear as to what they're supposed to be accomplishing other than not being murdered. So yes, teens are unique flowers, and the government, or more accurately, all the smart people, are over-the-top evil and the teens need to stop them. We've heard it all before. That being said, the film does do a good job developing atmosphere, though much of it is wasted on building anticipation for whatever vague threat lies outside of the post-apocalyptic city, only for nobody to ever actually leave. And honestly, this left me feeling kind of cheated. The movie also has this weird habit of using drugs as the answer to anything. Need to control people? Use drugs. Need a way to simulate pain? Drugs, again. Need an excuse to go on wacky misadventures through the subconscious? Well, whip out those needles, expose your heavily punctured forearms, and prepare for the ride of your life. Overall, Divergent, though generally entertaining, just sort of sputters. It is neither good nor bad, the underwhelming product of a studio attempting to milk a franchise without offending anybody. Personally, I find that this lack of whelm comes from tone, with the movie taking itself too seriously and other, more successful franchises, not going to mention names, have their characters spouting a few quips, making lighthearted observations, and generally acting more like human beings. Divergent's characters, by contrast, seem to have taken one too many hits to the head, presumably from all the buildings that they insist on jumping off.